Hi, this is Victor Pierantoni, and in today's video we're going to be talking about regret and how to prevent it from happening in the first place. Stay tuned. So let's talk about regret. Something that often a lot of people experience, in their lives. They think about the past and the things that they haven't done or the things that they wish they could have done. And they ultimately start feeling that feeling of regret, that feeling of what if. And that's a feeling that nobody wants to experience. Reason being is because you don't know what could have happened if maybe you had given a little bit more effort, or maybe you had taken a different route, made a different decision. So when we start to feel regret, we feel it because we believe that something shouldn't have happened in the way that it did, or we believe that we didn't act in the way that we should have acted. However, having that kind of meaning, having that association of how something shouldn't have been or should have been, ultimately is going to disempower you, and the reason being is because when you think about it in that way, you're not attaching a meaning that's serving you. So when you think about regret, you're feeling this feeling of regret, and you're thinking about how something should have been or how something shouldn't have been, what you're doing is you're putting yourself in an unresourceful state. You're not giving an empowering meaning, you're not giving a good meaning to the experience and something that you can use here and now today. So you get stuck in the past, you get stuck thinking, what if? And you dwell on that, and I'm sure, we've all done it, especially with relationships. What if I would have acted this way? What if I would have made this decision? We do the same thing with business. What if I had gone with this option rather than this one? Maybe I would have made more money, maybe I would have impacted more people. Whatever it is, we have these feelings of regrets because we feel like something shouldn't have happened. So how do we prevent that? The first key is to make sure that you attach an empowering meaning to things that have already happened. So if you haven't seen the video already on the power of meaning, I'll put the link in the description, where I basically, just to give you a gist of that and a quick summary of that video, it's a story of how I created empowering meaning out of the death of my mother when I was just 7 years old. So make sure that you go and check out that video on the power of meaning, because basically what it does is it shows you how to create an empowering meaning even out of the most tragic situations, right? Because we cannot change what happened or how we acted or the decisions we've made, but we can change what it means to us. We can associate a new meaning that will ultimately serve us in these situations, not one that'll disempower us or trap us or put us in a reality of where we're thinking about what we should have done or what we could have done, and we're in this place of regret. The second key is that in the present moment, from here on out, you give your all no matter what. So our best is going to be different at different times in our lives. Our best is going to be different when we're super tired. It's going to be different when we're sick versus healthy. It's going to be different when we're super excited versus maybe a little bit down. But the point is to always give our best, to always give our all, and not wait for another day to give our all. Because a lot of people sometimes, they think to themselves, well, when this happens, I'm really going to go all out. I remember still in high school, the talk was, every time summer was coming around, everybody would always say, this summer I'm going to work out so hard, I'm going to get so jacked. And even out of high school, people say that, right? But I still remember when I was a kid in high school, we used to say that amongst our friends. We'd say, this summer I'm going to work out, I'm going to, go super hard, I'm going to be a beast, I'm going to beast mode every single day. And the thing is, it's not about doing something and giving your all in the future. We can always talk about giving our all in a moment that hasn't happened yet, in a moment that's not real, but where it really counts is doing anything you can and everything you can to do your best and give your all right now. And as an addition to that, it's giving your all without an attachment to the outcome. Why? Because no matter what the outcome is, the point is giving your all without an attachment to the outcome or the end result. The reason being is because that feeling of regret a lot of time comes because we know we didn't give our all somewhere. So when we don't give our all, we're ultimately going to feel that regret, especially if something doesn't go our way. Now, when it does go our way and we don't give our all, we don't really care. We don't think about it because it went our way. We got our result. However, if something doesn't go your way, you want to make sure that you've given your all. That way, when you look back on it, giving your all reflects more on the type of person you are rather than what you've achieved or what you've accomplished. So just to give you some context of this, where I learned this lesson at the most powerful level is when I was wrestling in high school. I wrestled all 4 years of high school and absolutely loved it. And I had some regrets with it based on how much I competed and how much I trained in the camps that I would go to. So I ultimately always have that feeling of regret. But one thing that I do not regret was my district finals match in 10th grade. I lost this match, but it was the most iconic and valuable match of my entire career. And it was a loss. So why is that? Well, during this match when I was wrestling, it was against another wrestler from a rival school of ours, and I had wrestled him. This was the third time I was going to wrestle him, and I had lost the first 2 matches against him, and I was going to lose the third one. So him and I were wrestling in district finals. We're going back and forth, neck and neck, and the clock runs down, and there's about 2 seconds left in the match, and he was winning 14-11. So there was no way, if you know the rules of wrestling, to score 3 points in 2 seconds is nearly impossible, because it doesn't give you enough time to actually do what you need to do, whether it's the takedown and the escape. So there's 2 seconds left in the match. I'm down by 3. So as it looks in that moment, there's no way I'm going to win. But I made a decision in that moment that I wasn't going to just sit there, because I was on bottom. And if you know anything about wrestling, when you're on bottom, you can either escape for 1 point or you can reverse the person for 2 points. Either way, I'm not filling that 3-point gap. And I knew that. There was 2 seconds left in the match. And when that whistle blew, I ended up getting the reversal, and I fought for it. I put my heart into those 2 seconds, into that moment, because I knew I had to give my all. Something in me wanted to do that. Something in me wanted to give my all, not because I was going to win, because I knew I wasn't going to, because I knew I was going to lose. And I ended up losing 14-13 by that 1 point. So when you really think about this, that was a moment, at least for myself, just to give you an example, of a time where I gave my all without an attachment to the outcome. Why? Because when I look back at it now, I have no regrets about that match. I knew I did my best. I knew I gave my all. And for me, it was a building of my character, just as it is for you. So no matter what the situation is, whether you know you're going to win or whether you know you're going to lose, give your all no matter what. So you need to give your all now, when it counts. And this prevents regret in the future, because you know you put it all on. You know you left it all on the table. And when you do it without an attachment to the outcome, it becomes all about your character and who you are and what you're here to do and what you're truly capable of. So give your all, regardless of the outcome. Thank you for watching. If this video helped or added value to your life, please like, share, and subscribe. Otherwise, leave a comment at breakthrough2victory.com. And remember, give your all no matter what the outcome.